Hello everyone and welcome back to Dynamics Academy. In this video we will learn about Microsoft Dynamics 365 new features that were released in version 9.0. And with this video we have started a new video series called What's New in Microsoft Dynamics 365, a feature a day. Do you know that in Microsoft Dynamics 365 9.0 version there are many new features that were released? So in this video series we will see the new features that were released in 9.0 version, as well as there are some deprecations that are going to happen in Dynamics 365 9.0 versions. We will see all of them. This video series is going to be very much useful and interesting to know the new features of Microsoft Dynamics 365, and in this video we will see everything about auto numbering feature in Microsoft Dynamics 365 that was released in 9.0 version. So I hope to see you all in this video series, and at the same time I recommend you all to watch this video completely till the end, where we are going to see practical demo of how you can create auto numbering attribute in your Dynamics 365 instance. First of all, I thank you for watching this video till now, and I hope that you will watch this video till end, because in the end we are going to see a practical demo of this auto numbering feature as well. So let me now show you what is the agenda for this video. In this video, first we will see what is the situation till now. That means before auto numbering feature was released in version 9.0, what was the situation till now. And then we will see an overview about auto numbering in version 9.0, and then we will see what are the things that you need to keep in mind for using the auto numbering feature that was released in 9.0 version. And in the end we will see a practical demo as well, how you can utilize the auto numbering feature. Till now Microsoft Dynamics CRM and Dynamics 365 supported out of the box auto numbering feature, but that was for limited number of entities like contracts, cases, quotes, orders, invoices, campaigns, articles, categories, and knowledge articles. So you can see that in the screenshot. So there was no out of the box way for other entities to create a new auto number. There might be certain situation that if you want to use the auto numbering feature for your custom entity or for any other entities, then you have to implement your auto numbering logic in your own way by writing the code. So if you have knowledge on Dynamics 365 development, or else you have to use the ready-made custom solutions that are available in the Dynamics 365 marketplace for auto numbers. So you have to pay some price, and then you need to follow the guidelines which those custom solutions offer. So let us now see an overview about auto numbering in version 9.0. With Dynamics 365 for customer engagement applications version 9.0 release, you can add an auto number attribute to any entity. So with 9.0 version you can add auto numbering attribute to any entity. Currently you can add the attribute programmatically only. There is no user interface to add this type of attribute. So in order to add those attribute to any particular entity, you do not have any user interface. You have to add that attribute programmatically. So you must have a programmatic knowledge of how you can add attribute to Dynamics 365 entity through code. And as per Microsoft announcement, they are going to soon release the user interface for adding auto numbering attribute, but till date there is no such option available to create an auto number from user interface. And with this feature you can also convert existing string fields to auto numbering fields programmatically. We will see this in our demo as well, how you can convert or modify the existing fields to auto numbering fields. You can create an auto number attribute in the same way that you create a string attribute using string metadata class, except that you have to now specify a new property called auto number format. So if any one of you might have added a custom string attribute programmatically, so this will not be difficult for you. This is almost the same way, but you have to add one more auto numbering format property to your string attribute metadata class. I will show you how as well. So those who have not done this kind of programmatic extensions to Dynamics 365 entities, I will give you a ready-made code base as well. You can use in your existing code as well. So with this new property called auto number format property, it is used to define a pattern that includes the sequential number and random strings by composing placeholders, which indicates the length and type of the values that are generated. So when we are going to see our demo, it will be more clear. The sequential segment is generated by SQL, and hence the uniqueness is guaranteed by the SQL. So sequential part of your auto numbering format will be generated by SQL. So you do not have to worry about the auto increment. But at the same time, you cannot create an auto number attribute that uses any other special kind of format such as email, phone, text area, URL, or any other existing formats. So if you have any field which you want to convert to auto numbering attribute, then it should not have any special formats like email, phone, text area, URL, or any other format. So this is a sample code of how you can create an auto numbering attribute. So those who have created a custom attribute to an existing entity through code, it would be easier for them to understand. But for others, in order to create an attribute, you must have a basic knowledge of C Sharp and how you can use Dynamics 365 SDK in order to connect to existing instance and how you can add those attributes. So you must have some knowledge in how to extend Dynamics 365 entities via code. So here you have to use the create attribute request, where you first need to define for which entity this attribute is being created, and then you need to define the string attribute metadata class, where in that class you have to add one more property called auto number format. This is auto number format which is shown in this code, which means that it will start with WID string hyphen or 5-digit sequence number which will be generated. After that, hyphen a random string of 6 characters, and then hyphen date time UTC or in YY MM DD HH MM SS format. I will show you how it is, what are the different formats that you can use, and what is the logical name of that new attribute, what will be the schema name of that new attribute you can define here, what is the requirement level, what will be the maximum length, what will be the display name, and a brief description of that attribute. Then you have to make an execute service call. So this will be more clear at the time of the practical demo. You have to specify the auto number format, so which accepts a static string, then date time in DDMMYY format or any format that you want, that you are choosing, and it also accepts a sequence number which will be the sequential number that will be generated by SQL. So you do not have to worry about the auto increment feature, because this sequence number will be generated by SQL. You only have to focus on the length of that sequence number by defining the size, and you can also at the same time generate a random string, and you can define what will be the length of that random string that you want to generate. So in this table you can see the different auto number formats and what will be the example value of that. So here first you have defined a static string which is car, then hyphen, then a sequential number of 3 digits. So it will be replaced with 3 digit sequential number that will be auto incremented every time a new record will be created, and hyphen random string of 6 digits. So it can be any random string. So here you can see an example, car hyphen sequential number 123. So 3 digits number will be generated, and random string will be like any 6-digit random string will be generated. Let us now see another example. Here the first is static string, then hyphen, then random string of 4 characters, and then a sequential number of 4 digits. So here you can see an example, CNR hyphen any random string of 4 characters and then sequential number of 4 digits. Again, you can, this is another example where the first part of the auto number itself is sequential number of sequence number of 6 digits, then hyphen hash followed by random string of 3 characters. So this is the example value, and at the same time you can use date time component as well in your auto numbering format. This is how you can specify the different auto number format at the time of creating auto numbering attribute in your custom code. So let us now see what things you need to keep in mind when you are creating an auto number attribute programmatically. At the time of creating a new auto number attribute, you need to make sure that maximum length of the field that you are creating should be greater than the total length of the auto number format string that you have used at the time of specifying the auto number format. Sometimes your total length of that attribute is 50 and you have chosen a long range of auto number format which is exceeding 50. This thing you need to keep in mind because the field will get created but the records will not be getting created because of that issue. You will get runtime errors whenever you are trying to create a new record because the length of the actual number format will be generated at runtime, not at the time of creating that field. So that is why you need to keep in mind the total length should be always greater than the length of the auto number format that you have chosen. Next thing you need to keep in mind that after creating the auto number attribute programmatically, you need to manually add that field on the forms, views, quick create forms, or basically wherever you want to see that new attribute. One more thing you need to keep in mind is that the new auto number field will be locked for edit. That means you will not be able to modify the values even if you have added that field on the form. You will not be able to make any changes to the values of that new auto number attribute. It will be just for your viewing purpose. And lastly, you can always modify the auto number format later point in time. Again, you have to make those changes programmatically. So by chance that if you need to modify the auto number format in future, then you can change your auto number format as well later point in time. So these are the few things that you need to keep in mind at the time of creating an auto number attribute programmatically. So let us now see a practical demo of how you can create an auto number field programmatically. So here is the scenario that we are going to play. We have two custom entities in our trial instance. One is employee and other one is asset. So for employees, I will create an auto number field called EMP ID, and the auto number generated should start with 3-letter word, that is EMP hyphen. There should be a sequence number of 3 digits and then it should append the date time into YYMMDD format. So for example, we'll read like this: EMP hyphen a 3-digit sequential number and whatever the date. Suppose if that record was created on March 11, 2019, then it will read like 2019, then the month and the date on which that record was created. And for asset, I will again create an auto number attribute called asset ID, which will again start with a 3-letter static string AID hyphen. Then it will be adding the date on which that was created, but at this time I am changing the format to MMDDYYY. That means the month will come first, then the date, and I will lastly create the year. And after that hyphen random string of 2 characters and hyphen 6-digit sequential number. So it will be reading something like this: AID hyphen, if it is record was created on 12th of March, then it will read like 03122019 hyphen AB will be like random string. It can be 2-character random string and followed by 6-digit sequential number. So let us now see in action. I will now first show you our trial instance. This is our trial instance. I will show you. We have two custom entities called employees and assets. I'll open employees. So if you click new button, then a new employee form will be open. You can see there is a name field, employee ID field. Right now we have that employee ID, but it is not generated automatically. Let me now show you. I'm just only filling the required attributes, and let me now save this record. So you can see that I have created an employee record, but no auto numbering was generated for employee ID field. So we will create an auto numbering field to track the employee ID. So let me now show you the asset entity as well. So here I have already one asset record in my system. So let me now create a new asset. Here you can see I already have an asset ID field, but that is again not generating automatically. So let me now create a dummy record and just save this record. So you can notice that I have created a dummy record, but no asset ID is not generated automatically. So I need to create an auto numbering field for this asset entity as well. So let me now switch to Visual Studio and show you how you can create auto numbering field for employee and assets. So this is my simple console application that I have created, and I have added required references and added the required namespaces. So I'm not going over this. I will just focus on the main logic in my main method. So the first is I have established my connection here itself. So this is the connection code where first I'm getting the organization service. Then I'm writing one line which for which entity you want to create the auto numbering field. I am reading 1, 2, and 3. If it is 1, I will create for employee entity. Then the same code will trigger for asset entity if you select 2, and if I select 3, it is exit. So for input 1, declare certain variables which I am going to use in my code. So and after that I'm calling one method called create auto number attribute. So where my main logic is present. So let me now show you that method. But this is the main method that is creating an auto number attribute. So you need to use the create attribute class, and then you need to pass the entity name, what is the attribute. So that attribute should be of string attribute metadata class, and for that you need to define the auto numbering format. You need to specify other properties like logical name, schema name, what is the requirement level of the field, what will be the maximum length of this new auto number field, and display name, what will be the display name and the description. So after creating that, to make a execute service call by passing this new auto number attribute variable. So this is pretty much simple. I will be giving you this code, this function, so you can use as it is, but the only thing is you need to understand is that whatever the parameters that you are passing, it should be in proper format and in a proper order at the time of calling this method. So I hope now you got the logic. It is simple enough, but let me now show you. So here I am passing the those parameters at the time of calling that method. So the first parameter is the organization service ID. So that will come from the connection that you have made. So as a dynamic CRM developer or technical person, you know that if you want to perform any CRUD operation from your code, you need to first establish the connection to your organization and then get an object of iService organization class, which is the main object you need to get, and then with that object you can perform any CRUD operation. The next parameter is the entity. The entity, it should be the logical name of the entity for which you are going to create that auto number attribute. Then what is the auto number format? As we have seen that for employee, this is my auto number format. So you need to use the whatever the required for auto number format that you want to use in your code. Then what will be the logical name of that attribute? I am creating a logical name with this. What will be the schema name? And here is the maximum length of this new attribute. So you need to be very cautious at the time of defining the maximum length, because this length should be always greater than the total characters of this string. So the total length of this newly generated string should be always less than the maximum length. at the time of creating the attribute, even if you specified the maximum length of this character is set to 1, then also that attribute will be created, but you will face issues when you are creating the record for that entity at runtime, because system will not be able to check total length of that auto number format that you have chosen at the time of creating that attribute itself. So as a developer, it is your responsibility to make sure that your maximum length should be greater than the auto numbering format. So then you need to set what will be the display name of that particular attribute, and you can give a brief description as well for that attribute. So at the time of calling this method, you need to pass all the parameters in proper sequence. Then I'm displaying a message that auto number attribute has been created. So let me now first run this code and create an auto number attribute for employee entity. Now it is asking me for which entity that you want to create auto number field. So I'm entering 1 here and hit enter. So now that program is running. So now you can see that the auto number created for this entity with the display name EMP-ID. So let us now switch to our trial instance and see whether any new attribute got added or not. So now let me now create a new employee record. So now again you need to remember that after adding that attribute will not be directly placed on the form. You have to manually place that on the form in order to view it. So now I will customize this form by clicking the form editor, because in the system administrator I am able to see this form editor button here. So those who are Dynamics 365 customizers, they will be able to understand how you can customize the form. So now you can see that here on right hand side field explorer, you can see a new attribute that has been created with EMP-ID, and I've added that on the form. Now you have to save this form. After that you need to publish it. So once it is published, now you can refresh your form, then you will be able to see that field. So now you can see that a new field with EMP-ID is being added, and you can see that it is locked. You cannot enter any data even if at the time of creating the record, because that will be generated automatically. So now you can enter required fields. The moment I will save this record, the values in this field will be automatically generated. So I click the save button. So now you can see EMP-ID has been generated automatically. You can see the format as well. This is how you can create an auto number field and add that field on the form. So after adding that also, now you will be not be able to modify it. So let me now again run that program for set entity as well. Previously we have created auto number for employee entity. Now I will add it 2 in order to create auto number for asset entity. Now you can see that message that auto number for this entity has been created with display name auto asset ID. Now I'm stopping this console application and we will see the same field on our trial instance. So let me now navigate to the asset entity. So let me now create a new asset record manually as well. So here also you need to add that newly generated attribute. So now you can see this is the form customizer. I am adding the auto asset ID which was newly added. Now save this customization and publish it. After publishing, you need to refresh your screen. So now you can see that new auto asset ID field has been added on the form, which is locked, and you are not able to modify it, and if you are not able to enter any data in that, I will just fill, and I'm clicking save. So the moment I save it, a new asset ID has been generated automatically. So now you can see that I have made a mistake. I want to start this my auto number with 3-letter text called AID, but this is general copy paste error that anybody can make. So let me now again show you how you can modify the existing auto number generated attribute that you have created programmatically. Now I can see that here is the issue. So what I have added a new else if block where where again I am utilizing similar code, but this time I am calling a different method. Instead of create auto number attribute, I have used the modify auto number attribute. I will show you the code behind that as well. The modify auto number attribute method, you first need to retrieve which attribute that you want to modify. So here, this is my, I'm retrieving the attribute by passing the logical name of that entity and which attribute I need to pass, which attribute of that entity you need to pass logical name of that attribute, and you need to retrieve as if published, you need to pass the true, and then you can make a retrieve attribute response call. This is the new auto number format that you want to add to that attribute. So this is the new auto number format, which is again coming from that parameter, and then you can use this code. So I will give you both these methods, create auto number attribute and modify auto number attribute. So now you can see that auto number format that I'm passing this time is starting with AID, and rest everything remains same. So let me now run this code. So this time I've added one more option to modify the existing attribute. So I'm clicking that option, hit enter. So now you can see that message that auto number attribute is modified for the new asset entity. So let us now check that. So I will again create a new asset record. So I will just give, so let me now just save this record and further see if anything has been changed. So now you can see the new asset ID is generated properly. It starts with AID 3 text and then whatever the required format that I was looking for, that number has been generated correctly. So this is how we can create auto numbers in any entity. In this slide you can find the useful references we have used in preparing this video. So if you like this video, then please do subscribe our channel and join Dynamics Academy, and you can find such interesting information about Dynamics 365 in our channel as well as on our Facebook page. So on that note, I hope to see you all in our coming videos as well. So till then, bye bye and take care.